All right, guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Andrew, this is Aggie. We're here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom. And today we're gonna work on the front headlock method of passing the half guard. Now, if you've been doing Jiu-Jitsu for some time or you've watched all my videos, you know that there's several methods to passing the half guard. There's Kimura trap method, fundamental starting position with the 4 dominant passing positions methods, body lock methods, near side underhook methods, reverse crossface methods, sit outs to both sides. There's tons of methods for passing the guard. When I say a method, for example, today we're doing the front headlock method. Within a method, there's variations, right? So I'm not talking about variations of passing the half guard. I'm talking about methods, main sequences that have variations within them. Today we're going to be looking at the front headlock method. And this is particularly good if the person on bottom does what they should do and gets an underhook. If they get an underhook, they start building up, you don't have a whole lot of time. And as most of you know, using a simple whizzer is not always good enough, especially against those good wrestlers. So we're going to use the guillotine threat, the front headlock threat, use that as our method for passing. We're going to look at 3 things that can come out of it. 2 main variations, and one of the variations has 2 different sequences that can come out of it. Okay, let's check it out. So I'm going to be on top in half guard. We're here. And I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but it happens all the time. This person's able to develop an underhook and start building up. Now, of course, I can go into my whizzer, I can start playing this whole game, but it's a difficult game, right? Especially if they're good at getting their hips up. So what I like to do sometimes is I'll just cover the head as if I'm going into guillotines. And most of the time here, I don't even lock my hands. I keep this hand free. And there's a lot of reasons why, right? The first thing I want you guys to notice and watch is my right leg as I go to sit out. I want to put her back on her back. This post, the power prop, is good for the weight moving this way. It's not good for weight moving this way. So I'm going to use my hip and chest and bump into them on their chest to knock them back to their back. So I get that guillotine, that headlock, and now I'm going to drive into them with my hip and chest here like this. And now this leg can't go like this by her hip. See how much space now? There's like so much space between our hips here. I want to make sure that this leg goes underneath their butt like this, so our hips are very close to each other. That's what I need. Okay? That's what I want for the future process of the motion. Okay? So again, my partner is able to get this underhook and start building up. There's a lot of ways to deal with this. Okay? One great way, start threatening the neck. I cover the head, I bump into them here, and I'm going to sprawl my right leg back and bring my right knee under their butt, below the line of their butt, okay? Now I have their head controlled. It's going to be very hard for her to build up under her left elbow here. It's going to be very hard for her to use this underhook, and I've kind of isolated the position. Now, the first thing I look for is just to clear this knee so I can start working to a 3/4 mount and a mount, right? So I use my elbow here, and I walk my foot close to their butt. If my foot's out, my shin's like parallel with the floor, it's actually rather hard to clear the knee. Okay? But when you walk your foot close to the butt and create a vertical shin, I don't care how hard she holds. I don't care. This is like embarrassingly easy. I don't really understand why. I've never understood this really, but it works every time. Walk your foot close to the butt, free the knee. Once I free the knee, I just start driving my knee over the hips, go to my forehead. At this point, a lot of people make what I consider to be somewhat of a mistake. They connect their hands for mounted guillotines. I don't think you should connect your hand on a mounted guillotine. Okay? I think head height is better. If you connect your hands, it's actually really hard to get my head off the mat. I post my hand on the mat, and with my guillotine hand, I'm going to reach in and grab my own belly or chest. Right? So I have this guillotine position. I'm going to grab my own belly or chest, and now I build head height, and I crunch inward. Okay? Almost like I'm trying to punch across my body. And that's how I'm finishing those mounted guillotines. So that's one really good option if I can clear my knee, right? But if I can't clear my knee, I'm going to have to do some tricky stuff, okay? So now we're looking, again, at this half guard scenario, and when I connect with their head and I sit out, I'm trying to free my knee line, but I can't for some reason, okay? You should be able to, especially if you walk your foot close to the butt, but maybe there's times where you can't do things, right? Okay, so she builds up on the underhook. She gets her up on her power prop. I connect to the neck. I knock her down, sprawl my leg back, and sit out. And now I can't, something's going wrong. I can't seem to free my knee, okay? In this scenario, what I'm going to do is effectively concede position. I'm going to make them think that they're sweeping me with the whole goal of getting this leg into a butterfly. Okay? Right now, she owns the knee line. If I let her come on top, if I just do this and pull her on top, then I'm an idiot. Okay? I should quit jiu-jitsu. Right? That's not the goal. What I'm going to do is make her think she can come on top, but not just roll her on top. So right now, if she tried to come on top, she wouldn't be able to. She needs to make space. So as she makes space with her hips, now she can come on top like this. See that? So as she does that, go ahead, come on top. I block the hip and draw my knee out. Boom, here. Now we're in this guillotine style position with a butterfly hook. I can't wait here long. If I wait here long, they're going to close their elbow on my knee, try to hop over, et cetera, et cetera. So what I like to do here is I connect my hands. And I'm going to crunch their head in. I don't even care if she posts this hand out like a big post. When I crunch the head inward, I'm going to be able to roll her. It's not hard here. And I don't care how strong they are, how good their post is, because their shoulder's low and their neck is twisted underneath, it's going to be quite easy to lift and roll them, right? So this is where I start to elevate with my butterfly hook. If they land close to me, like right next to me, like small pizza slice, right? If they land close, I'm going to go to mount, okay? Here's the trick. Look at the mat and drive your body up onto your forehead. If your neck is not strong enough to maintain that, go do some workouts, lose some weight, whatever needs to happen, but this is how you're going to do this motion. I look down at the mat, drive myself up onto my head and pike my hips up. And now that I have her head controlled and one of her arms controlled and I have gravity, it's going to be really hard for her to stop me from doing this and stepping right over into mount. Again, I drop down into my mount. Lift my head, crunch in, there's my one-arm guillotine, my mounted guillotine, right? Let's see that from the other side. So we're here, they come up, cover, come down, sprawl my leg back, and scoop. And I can't free my knee. I start going, oh no, conceding position. They make some space to come up on top. She needs to clear this knee out to come up. So I block, get my butterfly hook. We're here. I'm going to crunch their head in, lift, and set them close. Now I look down at the mat, run, 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 up onto my head, piking my hips up high. Step, step, settle into the mount. You see how I have the chin? I hug my body. Head height, crunch. And there's your finish. Very powerful. Very powerful. Now, last option. I'm going to do the same situation where I concede position. I'm going to sweep them, and maybe they know if they land close to me, I mount and I choke them. Maybe they know. So they jump far on their own. Or maybe I'm a little overzealous. I'm really into the fight, and I throw them far with my leg, which I would suggest against in most scenarios, except this one, right? So I'm in the half. She comes up on the underhook. I cover, take her through. We're here. I start to concede position as she makes space to come on top. I get my butterfly hook. Now, as I sweep her, maybe I'm overzealous, or she jumps and she goes far. Big pizza. She's really far. Okay? So we just landed. You guys heard that. It was a pretty intense landing. She went far, right? Now, right here, this is one of the most optimal positions, in my opinion, to lock up an anaconda choke. And the reason is her chest face is up. My chest face is side on. So when I lock this anaconda, my figure four blocks her tricep. A lot of times when you do anaconda chokes, you're side on when you're going for your finish. And now her elbow can drop straight into where my hands are locked. Whereas when you land on this sweep, they're more flat relative to you. So elbow again, she can't drop her elbow, right? It's a lot more dominant than most conventional anaconda chokes. So lock up this anaconda, run, 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 get a nice strong finish. Very, very powerful. Love it. All right, so there you have it. The front headlock or guillotine method for passing the half guard. I really like it, especially when people are doing the right thing coming up on their underhooks. They're just bringing their head close to me. Might as well cover it. The issue is if you cover the head and you just fall back, now they're cross-side and you're in Von Flue choke territory, which at this gym we call the retard choke, so don't get caught in that. right? So what you want to do is wrap the head up, sit out so you can flatten them, free your knee, go to mount, choke them. Very, very straightforward. If you can't free your knee, concede position. As you concede position, they'll need to hip escape out to get their hips over the top. Otherwise, they're too connected to you. Otherwise, they're just going to stay there. So as they hip escape out, throw in your butterfly hook. You sweep them, they land close, mount, choke. You sweep them, they go far. It's the more optimal version of an Anaconda choke that I've ever seen or encountered. It's very, very dominant, super powerful, and you'll be able to beat a bunch of your friends with this, right? Again, this one method for passing the half guard, front headlock method. Try it. Let me know how it goes. If you want to see anything in the future, put it down in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Again, I'm Andrew. This is Aggie. We're here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom, and we'll see you in the next one.